You're listening to I-95, Bangor's classic rock station with Jay Stu and Corey in the morning. Jay Stu and Corey rock.
Jay Stu and Corey on I-95, Bangor's classic rock station at 95.7 FM. Not any other point anything.
Just
7.7. That's right.
7's lucky number. Why not? It's cold out there. I think it's about 7 degrees, in fact, maybe 6.
I got 5 over here on the Acme Road.
Do you have 5?
Yeah.
Laura Manzo checked in from her car, and she had it at about 6. So we'll split the difference. Sure. I think that works.
Well, the real kick in the nuts is that when I get out of bed at 3:30, 4:45, whatever, it was 8. So it's gotten colder since I got out of bed. Toddles is saying we're going to get into the upper 20s today.
Ooh, heat wave.
And then just into the mid-teens tonight.
So I got to keep my fire going another night is what you're telling me. Because I got up again
another
every couple
winter. You got to keep your fire going like another month, another season.
It's been going since Friday. I should probably, it's been an effort, but that's all right. It's warm. It's warm in the house, and that's what it's all about right now. We've got our morning music matchup, which is a listener pick battle, and I loved this one. Well, there were some good ones. We'll have to do. They wanted to do Priest and what was
Bryan
that?
Adams.
Maybe no. Well, it was like Priest and someone else, but they. I think the best one that was suggested, and this was seconded by a few people, was April Wine. An April Wine battle today in honor of founding singer-songwriter Miles Goodwin passing away earlier this week at the age of 75. So we've got an April Wine battle up there. It is Sign of the Gypsy Queen versus Roller. So you can call 991-9713, cast your vote that way, or head over to Facebook and cast your vote over there as well. Good listener suggestion today from Kaylee Ann and Brian working together today.
Excellent. Teamwork makes the dream work.
It's why we're so wildly successful, Jay Stu.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. That is so true. What is successful and wonderful and all the good parts of everything is Joan Jett. 5, Jay Stu and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station. Everybody's cold this morning. Everybody we've been hearing on the app, and we just talked to Richard on the phone a couple minutes ago. It's cold. I mean,
Richard's truck didn't even want to start. He's got antifreeze issues in his truck. So he voted, though. We've got our morning music matchup up right now. Sign of the Gypsy Queen or Roller from April Wine is what we're doing today. We heard from Super Dennis, who's in Corinth right now, 5 degrees in Corinth.
Yep.
He said he's waiting for his crew to show up. He works at a solar farm out there and watching the sunrise and listening to us. Can't get any better, so we appreciate you tuning in, guys, and keeping us company this morning on this very chilly Wednesday.
Well, my granddad was young. His father, my great-grandfather, ran lumber camps. In fact, he used to run the log drives down the Penobscot. That was like his job.
That's and badass.
The trucks, this is in the, probably the 30s, like the mid-30s.
You were telling me they were lighting fires on these things?
Because things they would just basically turn to cement. Like the oil back then and stuff it would seize up in the cold. So they'd actually have to build a fire, not like a friggin' bonfire or anything, but, excuse me, just like a little fire, enough underneath the engine block to just kind of warm it up to get things moving so they could get it started.
You would not want to put the dumbest guy on the crew on that job, I'm thinking. You'd want to have somebody that could finesse that.
We're talking about a time in history when dumb guys didn't get on the crew. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
You know they put the smart, hard ass workers out there. Yeah. So they knew what they were doing. I'm not saying it was safe.
Well,
but
you would want somebody that really could, finesse that, like I said.
Well, the way he described it, like I said, it wasn't like a huge fire. It was just like some sticks. Just enough to create a little heat underneath the engine so that it would sort of loosen things up and they could crank. Because it was those old engines, you had to crank it in the front. You didn't start it with a key. You got in the front and you're like cranking that son of a bitch up to get that thing going. So
and now they've got those stupid things that you don't even need to have the key in the car for.
Right.
I can't do
but
those.
The modern equivalent of it, have you ever seen people that this was a big deal when I was a kid, more so I think with older cars, but people would plug their car in at night
Oh yeah.
You know, they'd have like a plug coming off the engine block.
Yeah.
It's the same idea, more or less. It's like keeping things warm enough so that bloop, you can just fire it up and keep going.
Okay.
And I think that has more to do with the battery, though.
Yeah.
But you know, still the same concept of keeping the engine warm and the parts so that it'll start the way it's supposed to.
Speaking of batteries, big shout out to the AAA guy from Union Street Sicko that came and unlocked my car as I had started it with the remote start and then threw the key in the ignition and then was going to like shovel around real quick. Locked my keys in the ignition with the car started. And it's funny because now we're pretty much on a first name basis. I'm pretty sure his name is Bryce. And he was like, hey, aren't you the one whose battery was dead last time I checked? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. If you could come let me into my car, that'd be sweet. So shout out to AAA.
Always something. All right, vote for the morning music matchup. I-95 Facebook page, 79. What am I saying? 79. It's
Don't know
79 degrees in here. What is our number? 991.
Yep. 991-9713. Don't call 79. I don't know who picks up for that.
Star 79. We don't know where that goes. Anyway, morning music matchup on I-95. I-95, Bangor's classic rock station. So I think it is Fish that is headed into the Sphere in Las Vegas next.
Really?
Yeah. They've been doing some things out there that I saw on Facebook, much like the Omni Theater in Boston at the Museum of Science. But it's the same concept, just on a huge scale, right?
Well, I was talking yesterday. U2, they announced their last 4 dates. So their residency is going to go in through February.
Yeah.
So altogether, they were supposed to have 25 dates. They had 40 at the end.
Yeah. And like I said, Fish is on the way in. But in between, they've been doing these things I saw some footage of a bunch of people that were at a showing where it was basically like people like base jumping and stuff like that, or like flying.
I would not.
Oh, yeah.
I would be. I can't even watch video games where people go up high.
The worst one for me was they had a camera inside like a Navy jet or something like that. You know what I mean? Where they're like going up and then flipping. Like just thinking about it gives me anxiety. But they would go up and do all the upside down tricks like through the mountains.
Top Gun people.
Yeah. And I was just like, who would pay to want to die?
Well, the good thing is you don't, because you're in the Sphere. You're not actually in the plane, which is kind of cool. I hope whoever won that U2 package enjoyed themselves, because man, that Fish though, that's an interesting thing.
Oh, the hippies are going to descend upon that place.
Oh, that's it. Because I know I was talking with our buddy Kevin, and Kevin was like, seeing Pink Floyd would be perfect because they already have the visuals and stuff, and it would be kind of cool. But Fish was not on my list.
Well,
but
they're one of those sleeper bands that they don't sell any records or anything, but those dudes are loaded, and that band generates a ton of cash.
I know. Why would you need to I guess because I've never been to a Fish show, but like how is the use of the Sphere beneficial to their? I mean, I would imagine they could just set up anywhere and jam. That's
Are you serious?
Deal, right?
Are you really serious right now about why this is going to appeal to the Fish fans?
Really?
Okay,
never mind.
Never mind. You're like, why would Fish go to their own? I don't know. They're like the most short of a rave. They're the most drugged out crowd.
All right.
Sorry, Fish fans. I'm not all of them. There's plenty of, Fish fans my age that just go to watch them rip.
You're right. I stand corrected. There's that.
Oh, that's funny.
To touch back upon our little fire under the engine conversation we had a little bit earlier, we were talking to Super Dennis over at the solar plant. And he said they used to take 3 or 4 chunks of coal burning in a shovel and put them underneath the tractor to get it warmed up back in the 70s, because they'd have to crank that too. So that was the 70s. That wasn't even the 30s.
I bet you the tractor was from the 30s. Back in the 70s. That might be the case. But yeah, you got to do whatever you got to do to get it going. Long
story short, it's cold out there, and that's why we're talking about warming up engines and things like that, because you certainly probably want to do that today. We're warming up our morning music matchup. It's an April wine battle, thanks to Brian and Kaylee Ann. They suggested that. That's listener pick today. So if you would like, you have a few more minutes to get that in. Do you want to hear Sign of the Gypsy Queen or Roller? Those are your options today.
Let's do it. It's up 1 degree to 6 degrees right now. Woo-hoo! 6:38 on the I-95 Morning Show. I-95, Jay, Stu, and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station. I don't know if that counts as our listener battle this week. Well, listener battle,
yeah. It was listener suggested.
But band versus themselves battle.
We've got another one from the listener battle, actually, that we'll do. Yeah.
I can't keep up with all this.
It's fine.
This is way
we did
more
that
than
in
I can
honor,
take.
obviously, of, in case you hadn't heard yet, that Miles from April Wine was found, passed away. He was 75 years old earlier this week. Actually, Vinny just chimed in. He said he was a great guy. I loved this guy. When we moved to Canada from Boston when I was 17, his music is what kept me going through rough times in my young adult life. Love April Wine. May his music live forever. So, certainly touched many people with his music, and April Wine in particular. So, yeah, that was our battle today. So Roller is going to go up on Friday against Mr. Roboto for our battle of the best of the worst. And whoever wins tomorrow, the loser of that will go on Friday, too. So we'll have a three-way on Friday.
Yeah. We'll just see how Mr. Roboto turns out. I'm predicting we'll be hearing something besides Styx on Friday.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. It's the way it always goes. Styx has this long-running history. We were talking about this. I don't remember if it was on the air or off the air, but of all the times we've put Mr. Roboto in a battle, it has never won. I don't think we've ever. I know. Never. So I'm not even 100% sure we've ever played the song on the air. Or if I did.
We definitely.
I might have slipped it in just to be a jerk, you know.
Yeah, no, we played it on the air before. And I think we played it on the air during, some lunch hours as well.
Or probably the request-a-thon, whatever.
Yeah.
But either way, we'll see how they do on Friday. Yes. They're going to lose.
It is not warmed up from 5 yet by my thermometer. Has it warmed up by yours?
Still at 6. It was up 1, but has not moved since. So.
All right, so it's going to be cold when you head out there. So just you may want to warm your car up a little bit. You definitely want an extra layer or two. I always say at this point in time, throw a blanket in the back just in case, God forbid, your car breaks down on a day like today. You're going to want some extra stuff.
And make sure you put on clean underwear.
That too. Thanks, Mom.
Moms always say that. What if you went to the hospital? That was always the argument. Like, what if I ended up in the hospital in my dirty underwear?
Like they don't necessarily make you take that off. It's usually it's like get down.
I think she was always afraid they'd have to for some reason. I have no idea.
That would. Your grown ass dirty underpants self would reflect badly on Mama's too somehow.
Yeah, whatever. We'll all live another day to tell the tale.
Thanks.
All right. Next hour coming up, of course, we've got to give away some Judas Priest tickets, and you need to tell us whether it is a Judas Priest song or it's the name of a boat. That's what we have coming up next hour.
Can't wait.
Right here on I-95. Bangor's classic rock station at 95.7 FM. Jay, Stu, and Corey here. Kind of Christopher Walken-esque there, thanks to the cymbal crash. Well, you can't get in the way of cymbals. You can't. True. I don't. Yep. I break for cymbals. Actually, cymbals break for me is what happens. Yeah, I was going to say you break cymbals. Do we want to give away some tickets to see Judas Priest at the Cross Insurance Center on April 24th? Oh, I suppose. I suppose. Okay. Might as well just jump right in and make it happen. So 991-9713, be prepared to, you need to know your Judas Priest song titles, because you need to be prepared to tell us whether it's the name of a Judas Priest song or if it's the name of someone's boat. So if you can tell us what that is, then you win a pair of tickets to see Judas Priest. They're coming to the Cross Insurance Center in April. So we want to get you prepared. We're going to give them away right now. 991-9713. Is it a Judas Priest song or is it a boat? Let's do this. I-95, Bangor's classic rock station at 95.7 FM. Jay, Stu, and Corey here. Looking to this week give away Judas Priest tickets by asking people, is it the name of a Judas Priest song or is it the name of a boat? And yesterday it was the name of a Judas Priest song. So let's see how we're going to shape up today. See how this goes. I-95, who's this?
This is Bob.
Bob, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh, wicked decent. So
that's a good thing on a cold morning.
Well, I'm in a warm building. That helps.
That does.
What are you doing this morning?
I'm just getting ready to bail out of here and go to work.
I understand. Yeah. So we want to warm up your day a little bit with the opportunity to win some Judas Priest tickets. Are you into that?
I am so into that, yes. Big Priest fan.
Excellent. Then you are probably qualified to answer this question here. So what you have to do is you got to tell us, I'm about to give you a name, and is it the name of a Judas Priest song, or is it the name of someone's boat? You think you can handle this?
I'm pretty sure I can.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. The name is Heaven Can Wait. Is that a Judas Priest song, or is that the name of a boat?
I think that one's the name of a boat.
Yes, sir.
Yes, well done, Bob. Well done.
Nice.
There we go. That was the name of a boat today. Mm-hmm. And then for extra credit, of course, we had a long discussion about the fact that Heaven Can Wait was an Iron Maiden song, and had a nice little exchange about our favorite tunes off that record. So Bob, he is off to see Judas Priest in April.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So all you have to do is head over to the app. If you didn't get in on the phone, you can re-qualify right over there. I even got the word yesterday from like the important people that we don't even need to give them a special code at the app. You can just go over there and hit that Judas Priest button and just be like, you just put your info in.
Sweet.
So that's all that matters.
Made it even easier.
I don't want to make people work for it. That's not look, I don't want to work. So I'm certainly not going to make other people work. That's not how it rolls. So congrats to Bob. He is off to see Judas Priest. We will have more tickets tomorrow.
Don't forget, you can also win those Bryan Adams tickets over there right now at the app as well.
Yep, you can do all that right now at the I-95 app. Hey! I-95, Bangor's classic rock station. Jay, Stu, and Corey here. It's I'm still at 6. Still got
I'm still
nothing.
At 5 here.
All right. Yep. It's cold.
Has not gone up. It's still cold. It's still cold, and it's still a little on the slick side out there. I know my front yard, my driveway was a little on the icy side. I got to go put
some of that stuff is the roads were in great shape today, as far as that goes. Like they were all dried out. The bridges looked like they may still obviously be a little iffy in spots, so just sort of keep that in mind. But everything else, it was a fine drive in. Other than the fact that I had the heat in my car cranked. And I got it like lukewarm in there by the time I got here. And that was about it.
Yep.
I was just like, oh, great.
One thing to consider, obviously we had our first good significant snowfall, not too long ago, a couple days ago. And we interviewed our buddy Snowman who used to drive plow over on MDI a couple years back about what from a plow person's point of view you can do to get stay out of their way and keep them safe and help them do their job. Because obviously that's kind of what we want. We want them to be out there doing their job so that the roads are clear so that we have uneventful rides into work. Right.
Right.
So we brought that back and put that up there online at i95rocks.com and the app. It also kind of dovetailed with that. Penobscot County Sheriffs, they took some pictures at an accident over the weekend that happened because somebody backed out of their driveway and into a plow. And the damage that this thing caused, they're meant to move snow, so they're meant to be shoving into things and moving them. And if it happens to be not snow in your car, it's going to leave some damage. So kind of especially if you have a new driver in your family, like a lot of people getting their licenses now. And this is one of those things where you maybe want to sit them down and have them read both these articles and be like, okay, let's just keep this in mind before you head out. Because there are things that you can do to keep yourself safe and to get the heck out of the way of the plows.
Safety's for chumps.
Says the guy that hit the deer and lost his mirror.
Hey, I'm all good. No, for real. Yeah, of course you want to check all that stuff out because the plows are so weird. You're in your car, you get the radio going, the windows are frosty, there's still snow all over them, and you can't really hear the plow coming. So it's going to be all on you to see it and look, both ways a bunch of times before you commit to pulling out. But at the same time, it's just common sense. But sometimes you need a reminder. Guilty as charged.
Maybe you're new to Maine. Maybe you're new to snow. These are good things for you to know as well. So
why not?
Go over, check out those articles, get yourself informed so that you can be a better driver on the roads.
Yep. Get hooked up at i95rocks.com or the app. Bangor's classic rock station, I-95 at 95.7 FM. I don't think Guns N' Roses will ever come to Bangor. It'd be nice, but I don't know.
It'd be good, but I also we've had this conversation about Axl's voice and just how it's just not the same. And yeah, I feel like it's okay if he doesn't come.
They came to they actually showed up in Portland. I think it was about going on 15 years ago when they first put out Chinese Democracy or whatever that was. And my wife and I went out, and this is actually when we were still dating. We went out to dinner, and we went to go to the show. And on our way up to the Civic Center, or the Cross Insurance Arena now as we know it, we ran into a friend of ours who works security. He's like, hey, show's canceled. We're like, and he goes, no, Axl canceled. We're like, what?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, he was told he couldn't smoke on stage because of fire code, so he canceled the show.
Such a rock star thing to do.
Yeah, I can't smoke on stage, so 10,000 people have to get their money back.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Sometimes when you're a prima donna, you're a prima donna all the way. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's true. Along those lines, though, pretty exciting. You and I were talking about off air. After 7 years.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
The Blaze Urban Pizza is kind of open.
In Bangor. So, they had that building right where Dunkin' on Main Street is.
Yeah,
and for
right
years
next
it's
door.
had the paper up and it's had the sign. The sign was really cool.
Oh, the sign went up right away. We were like, and the town rejoiced. We were just like, oh, sweet. This will be the spot, And, let's face it. Come concert season, that is going to be the hottest seat in town. I know originally.
It's within walking distance.
Yeah.
Of venue. Absolutely.
I know originally I think they were hoping to put a rooftop deck on it or something like that.
Oh, is that what the holdup was?
Well, something like that. And then they couldn't, you know how it goes sometimes. You have your plans and then the city has their rules and you have to meet somewhere in the middle there. But still, just the fact that you're going to have really good food across the street from the venue, that place is going to be just, those days are going to be ridiculous. And, great for them. It's a great spot. And, Blaze has been a wild success in Bangor for years in general with their location down in West Market Square. So I think it's a win-win.
We'll see.
It's going to be a pizza party on Main Street.
It's going to be a pizza party. Exactly.
Ain't no party like a pizza party.
So you got something about that's going to be launching a little bit later on today, huh?
Exactly.
All right, cool. We'll have to. I know I've seen a bunch of people who have gone in so far and enjoyed it. They kind of had a soft opening. So
yeah.
I just want some pizza.
That's the way you open a restaurant, really. If you advertise, grand opening, blah, 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 before you're ready, that is disastrous. More
Shoot yourself
in
the foot. So
if you just
they did it the right way.
Yeah. If you just kind of open the door one day and don't tell anybody, why not? I think it's cool. It's it's a neat little concept. It takes forever to catch on because everything moves at such a slow pace, but not anymore now that we're talking about it.
Nope.
So, all right. Yeah, we'll get something up on the website about that shortly. So look out for that at i95rocks.com or the app.